Okay, this is part 3. Okay, physical exercise is the one thing that'll keep you motivated and keep you going. Because humping a rock, shooting, and all that fun stuff, yeah, you gotta have some stamina. It sucks, but also makes you feel better. A lot of people, when it comes to physical exercise, you can only go as far as you push yourself, okay? When it comes to physical exercise, that's on you. Your group doesn't have to go, hey buddy, get off your fat fucking ass, quit eating the donuts, quit drinking the beer, do it. Just go, hey, I got an FTX coming up every fucking 2 weeks, I gotta keep myself in shape. Because the first one damn near killed me. So, PT is on you. And one thing what we did with the old school way was the honor system. If you don't say you can do something if you can't. Sometimes, yeah, we flip each other's shit a lot of times. So what you're doing, as you're patrolling, you're going to make mistakes. I don't encourage them, try to avoid them, but learn from them. Okay, as you're bebopping around, first thing it started with patrolling, which gives you the physical exercise. As you're patrolling, okay, so you're patrolling and you're going to, whatever you guys want to do, it's either, hey, we're going to be marching to a place that we're going to learn how to do X, Y, and Z, okay? It can be anywhere from over here, we're going to be doing the survival. Over here, it's the comms. Over here, it's medical. Over here, it's, whatever. But things can change. Okay, so you're patrolling. What I mean by patrolling, staying fluid. Okay, we decided we're going to patrol, which is standard. We're going to go over here to the area to, I don't know, check something out. But halfway there, because mind you, you're out in the woods. The point man, he's using the hand signals, boom. Everybody freezes, Dude behind him comes up and goes, hey, what's going on? You work that shit out. Because we didn't have comms back in those days. All we had was one man had a CB because, too much chatter can get you in trouble. We'll get into that later. But now that you have comms, all you got to do is the guy on point, everybody freezes. Unless he does this and then you hunker down, he's going to get on the comms to everybody and go, hey guys, man, check it out. There's a deer, 20 yards off to our right. Okay, we got 2 choices. As you're whispering, hey, I know we were supposed to do a patrol or 2 over here, but this is a learning exercise. This is just an example of things that happen and staying fluid. Okay, and here's my suggestion. I'm point man. How about we, instead of going over here and learning this, why don't we learn how to stop? Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so our thing is, depending on the terrain, do we go file? Do we go lateral, spread out? Do we do a diamond? You're basically turning in hunting skills into, I guess you'd call them military skills, same thing, just different principle of getting to the objective. So you peel off, and the objective is to get as close as you can to this son of a bitch, without being spooked. Point man's doing his thing, you're stalking it, stop, observing. And that can go from, okay, we're going from the deer, and all of a sudden the point man says, hey man, check it out. There's something else over there. Do we want to continue on this? Or do we want to keep going? See how things can constantly change? Because you're not in an environment where your life's on the line. You're learning. Okay? You can decide to peel off and go over and check out the abandoned car, or you continue to go see the deer. Okay, while at the same time, the point man is focusing on the deer along with other things. Everybody else is focusing on not getting seen. At the same time, you're going to be keeping an eye out for, hey, oh look, edible this. Or hey, we can, you're keeping a mental note of what's around in your area. These are all the things that you're going to be learning. Why do I need to learn that? Because, well, down the road, if you're escaping and invading, see where this is all going to be going? As you learn. So, you peel off after the deer, slow, steady, quiet. And the game ends if you spook that deer before you get too close to, basically throw a rock at the son of a bitch. That's only if you're that good. And it's easy to do. Especially not around, when it's not deer season, when it starts getting cold and that first crack, you're like, oh, hell, it's deer season. Before then, a little accidental snap of a branch, they'll kind of go, oh, what the fuck? And that's when you freeze. And that's where you learn to, well, the point man don't have to tell you to freeze. As soon as you hear that crack, everybody stops. Even if you're in the middle of a fucking letting out a fart, you pinch that fucker off. Okay, so I'm running up on more time. So say you achieve your goal of, hey, we creeped up on the deer as close as we want, and then somebody decided to say, hey, I'm gonna throw a rock at the fucker, game's over with, so you throw a rock. That's what you're kind of shit you're achieving to do, because it learns stealth, creeping, and then before you say, okay, and then you got two other choices. Okay, well, you just achieved this, we did what we wanted to do, which took some miles, but everybody's going, wow, we actually did something, that was fucking cool. Okay, so then that's where, okay, so, you know, there's half an hour doing that shit. What do we want to do next? That's where everybody throws it. Okay, well, we were supposed to do this, but we went and did this. What's the next thing? Okay, do we sit here and bullshit what we learned? That's up to you in your group. Or do we go, okay, well, we're here. How about we backtrack and go back to our original objective? This is what I mean by thinking. So we're off to about ready to cut off. So we'll go on to part 4. Catch you on the flip side.